What if I told you? One of the biggest brands in the world started from the trunk of a car? No office. No investors. No guarantee of success. Just a crazy belief that refused to die. Welcome to Knowledge Beyond, where stories aren't just told, they change the way you see success. Before Nike became a global empire, Phil Knight was just a young man trying to figure out life. He wasn't a genius. He didn't have a big business background, but he had one idea. While studying, he realized something interesting. Japanese shoes were cheaper, yet high quality. And that sparked a question. What if I import these shoes and sell them in America? It wasn't a revolutionary idea. It wasn't even guaranteed to work, but it was enough to start. Phil didn't have an office. He didn't have a team, so what did he do? He started selling shoes from the trunk of his car. Imagine that, driving around, meeting athletes, convincing them to try something new. No brand recognition. No trust. Just persistence. And most people said no. Then came Bill Bowerman, a track coach, obsessed with improving performance. He didn't just want good shoes, he wanted perfect shoes. And that obsession changed everything. One morning, while making breakfast, Bowerman looked at a waffle iron. And instead of seeing food, he saw a pattern. An idea. What if this pattern could improve grip in running shoes? So he did something crazy. He poured rubber into the waffle iron and destroyed it. But what came out was revolutionary. That sole design became one of Nike's first breakthroughs. But here's what most people don't see. Nike was not an overnight success. They faced cash flow problems, banks refusing loans, constant fear of shutting down. There were moments when Phil Knight didn't know if he could pay his employees. Moments when everything felt like it could collapse. And yet, he kept going. Not because it was easy, but because he had gone too far to quit. At that time, Nike wasn't even called Nike. It was Blue Ribbon Sports. But something felt missing. They needed a brand, an identity, a symbol people could believe in. That's when the name Nike was born, and with it, the iconic swoosh. Simple, powerful, memorable. Slowly, athletes began noticing. The shoes felt different. Better grip, better performance. Word started spreading. Nike wasn't just selling shoes anymore. They were selling belief. Belief that you could be faster, stronger, better. But success brought new problems. Big competitors started noticing Nike. They had more money, more power, more reach. Nike was still small, and the pressure was intense. This was the moment that defines every business. Do you give up or level up? Nike chose to level up. Phil Knight once said something powerful. The cowards never started, and the weak died along the way. Only the strong survived. Nike survived because they didn't just work hard. They believed harder than everyone else. From a car trunk to a global empire, Nike became one of the biggest sports brands in the world. Not because they had everything figured out, but because they refused to stop. And if you really think about it, Nike's story isn't about shoes. It's about starting even when you're not ready. It's about believing when no one else does. It's about continuing when quitting feels easier. Because the difference between failure and success is often just one more attempt. But here's the crazy part. Nike wasn't the only company that almost didn't make it. One of the biggest tech companies in the world was just 90 days away from bankruptcy. And its comeback story is even more unbelievable. Watch that next.